Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Hey folks, this is episode number 224. We have my good friend Jason Herndon today because he and I are kind of on opposite ends of the Kiss Unmasked spectrum, and with this being the 40th anniversary year of that album, I invited him on to talk about it. How you doing, Jason?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing great.
We're just kind of friends.
Yeah.
Yes, we're just kind of friends.
We're just kind of Alan's good friend. We're just kind of friends.
Well,
Yeah,
I have known Jason
acquaintances.
for at least 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
You know,
That's unfortunate.
and if you
Sorry,
want to
Jason.
get real technical, on July 9th was the 25th anniversary of the first time Jason and I were ever in the room together, because we were both at the
Naked?
Kiss on.
Well, was rubbing his hair.
No, we were in
I'm
the
like,
naked.
This is
no,
really
stop.
going to get weird.
Dennis, you should have went to the Naked City.
That's right. Oh, dude.
Oh, I know.
No, but Jason was also at the Kiss Unplugged event down in Nashville.
Yeah, we didn't know each other then, but
We did not know each other, but we were in the same room together.
we were in the same room together. I did hear him ask a question, though I didn't know who he was. So.
That's right. And that question has gotten 345,000 views on YouTube. And Andrew
Sure.
Scambetti, I don't care that it took 9 years to get there. So
Were you in Atlanta when when Vinny went to Atlanta? Was you there?
I was there.
yes.
Okay, so I think that's the first time I met you. And then when I went to the Gene Simmons vault, you won that vault that day.
I did
And I
win
met
that ball.
I met you there in Nashville.
Yep,
Because I went up to you and I go, I remember you from somewhere, and I'm trying to think who it was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, boy, I was at all of those Atlanta expos that Phil Elliott put on, all of them, because that's just right down the road,
sure.
So those were good times, man, and much younger days, much skinnier days.
Much skinnier, much younger, more hair.
Well, I've been lucky there. So I mean, I had long hair, but
Yeah, I've seen some of your old school rock star pictures.
Yeah, in fact, with Vinny, at that Atlanta Expo with Vinny, I'm like 21 years old and my hair's down to my waist and I look like an Indian and I'm not an Indian, It's good fun though. Vinny put his makeup on and that was a crazy day, man.
Wow.
So it wasn't like the last time we saw Vinny then and he tried to put his makeup on, right?
Yeah.
It would have been a different, and that was a different,
That's a different
same
complete story.
Vinny, different makeup.
I don't know if that was the same Vinny or not.
Egyptian. He had his Egyptian pantsuit on.
Something was
Anyway.
going on there.
Something was going on. All right.
So anyway, I don't know that has there been any rock? Peter Green, one of the founding members of Fleetwood Mac, passed away the other day.
Yes.
I haven't heard any other really music news, but I've been kind of busy. What you got, Dennis?
Real quick, this has been on a bunch of the sites this week on Facebook. Patti Smite's been talking about when she was asked by Eddie Van Halen to join Van Halen back. And the thing is, she's coming out with this story like it's a new story. I had heard this years ago, and at the time she was 8 months pregnant, and this is right before Sammy came in, and Eddie went to her and said, and this is when she left Scandal, was kind of going on her own, and I really would have liked to seen what would have happened if that would have happened. I would like to heard some recordings with her. If you ever get the opportunity, go on to YouTube and pull up Patti Smite sings Led Zeppelin on David Letterman. It was one of those shows. It'll give you a chill. That girl can sing, and I love her to death.
About that.
I just really, it would be interesting to see what would have happened with her with Van Halen. It would have been interesting. What kind of new music would have come out?
Well, it wouldn't have sounded like Van Hagar.
No, it wouldn't have. But her thing was that she was eight months pregnant at the point. She knew that the guys partied their balls off, was drinking all the time and stuff. She said that she would have loved to did some recording with them, but they were basically just like going, "Come join Van Halen," and it's like going, "I can't do that."
Okay, well here's my bad music pun for the night. If she had joined the band, do you think everyone would call him Scanhagen or Scanhalen? I fucked it up.
Scanhagen.
That makes it even funnier. Scanhalen, god damn it.
But anyway, I just thought that it's funny that I had heard that years ago, but now it's like it's hit all the the blabbermouths and all this shit, and it's been like there've been a couple where she's talked about. I don't know if she must have done an interview or something. She has a new album coming out, so of course she's promoting and then telling stories also. But I love her. She's.
I reached out to her about her being on the show.
Yeah,
but she didn't have anything coming out at the time.
And she was like.
Except for she's married to John
she
McEnroe.
Was
what she got a little John.
She was drinking out of Bill's cup.
Yeah. No, she's been around John McEnroe long enough, and she's basically said, "Fuck you."
That's funny.
No, she just said that at the time she didn't have anything coming out. That was what was said. So
she's got a new album coming out now. And,
okay, I'll just reach back out to her number.
I love it.
All right. Any more rock news or music news?
That's it.
All right. Well, we'll do our album acquisitions, and we will let our esteemed guest go first.
I get to go first? Yeah,
wow.
I didn't know we were doing this, so I was saving this for my podcast. That would be Kiss My Collectibles. Check that out on YouTube. But this just came in yesterday, so I'll go ahead and show it now for you fine folks. So I have here the German Bellophone version of Dynasty. Now, if you notice it, it says up here at the top that it says includes 5-colored poster up here in the corner.
Right.
But let's see. Let's show you what's special about this record. So, it comes with your inner sleeve.
Sure.
So check this out. It's beautiful red.
Wow.
Cool.
Oh, great.
And this is from back in the day. But, so you get the red German. But what's really cool about this is you also get the poster. And I don't know if you guys on this show get into this kind of minutia, but, us dorks over at Collectibles kind of do. So, you get the poster and everything.
Sure. I love that poster.
Yeah. What's cool about it is, can you see the Bellophone logo in the bottom?
Wow. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, that makes this poster definitely, it's not like you can Frankenstein it and put an American poster in there because it would not be the right thing, So
right.
you get the cool Bellophone poster that actually goes with it. So
cool.
And these are not the easiest things in the world to find, They usually come up. They're about $125, $150 a piece when you do find them. So complete with the poster. So that's my vinyl acquisition.
That's
I
nice.
got nothing.
Nice one.
I have nothing.
You have nothing? Don't even want to pull
Not
up.
now. Come on.
I'm going to be a bootlegger this week.
Usually it's $125. Okay, I spent $4.50.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Now,
plenty of $4.50 records.
Before we jump to either Bill or Dennis, how many copies of Dynasty do you have, Jason?
I haven't counted them, but it's probably, I don't know, I'd probably say 15 or 16, something like that. It's nothing like a lot of these guys are. A lot of these guys that watch our podcast, it's, like we were doing the Kiss My Wax Revisited on Creatures of the Night, and I had, Joe Lalich, my co-host, and John Humphrey from Cedar on. I've got like 12 or 13 copies of Creatures of the Night. Those guys have like 26 and 27 copies of it, So I'm 30 minutes into the episode, I'm done, and those guys, are an hour and a half later talking about all of their different variations.
It is kind of funny though, because it's, people know that I'm a big Kiss fan, and so they're like, "Oh, you're the biggest Kiss fan I know. How many shows have you been to?"
No,
40.
You're not the biggest Kiss
Oh,
fan.
no.
You're like, yeah.
So they will say you're the biggest Kiss fan I know, which is what they say, and I'm like, you really don't have a clue. I'm not even close. I'm like not even on the same planet. How many times have you seen him? I said 45. I said I know people have seen him 137 times. So I don't know what
Mike Wren?
I got nothing, man. I'm just in the.
And my thing is I don't know. Like I said, I don't know these albums
stuff.
I don't know why you would need so many. I mean, I know there's different versions of you from different countries and this and that, but I even we were talking about was it last week about the Rock and Roll Over. Remember I mentioned about the teardrop, and I was like going, I don't even know what the fuck that is. I mean, I know there's like a little tear under Paul's, but it was a print. It was a print issue.
Yeah.
But I'm like thinking, well, maybe somebody actually drew something on there at some point just for fun, So and like I said, I'm a huge Kiss fan, but I just do not know all that little detail, crap.
There's a lot. I know a lot of it, man. I know a lot of it.
And
there's a lot more of it.
And it's a lot of homage to you because, like I said, I'm a huge fan, but I just don't have the time to get into all that.
Well, everybody focuses on something different with Kiss or with whatever band that they're into, man. And some people focus. I got into Kiss and started collecting immediately as a little kid, so it just kind of stair-stepped into just wanting to learn more and more and more. And the more people you met, the more questions you ask, and the more bullshit you learned. So and you just
so Jason, as a kid though, did you like really take care of your shit when you were kids?
No,
not
when
questionable. Because see, that's the thing. I've got a whole set of Kiss albums that are sitting over here that I'll never put on my record, my stereo now because they're so scratched up. It's just ridiculous.
Brother.
Matter of fact, when we were in Nashville and I was back here talking to Gene, I took my original Destroyer and my original Alive for him to sign, plus a new 180 gram Alive to sign. And he was like going, you have really wore these records out. And I said, yep.
Okay. Well, I have my first copy of my first record right here in my hand.
Right.
And it's legendary in my, Facebook groups and on my podcast. But I'll show you guys just for the fun of it. So this is my first copy of, and I've had many, 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 many complete sets of the catalog over the years on vinyl, and I've ruined them. But this one I happen to hang on to. This was the one I got on my 4th birthday in 1979. Christmas birthday. I was born on the 27th, and all that stuff. So, and I still have it, and this is what it looks like.
Wow.
So
yeah, it's a little bit worse than mine.
Yeah.
It must be a unique collector's item. It's got a key on the front and a Miss Pac-Man on it. Mine doesn't have that.
It's a Pac-Man sticker. So, see, I even tried to sell it in a yard sale. I wrote for sale down there, probably when I was like 5 or 6.
You meant Got Love for Sale.
That's right. That's what I meant. So.
Wrong album. Come on, guys.
Whatever.
So it's.
I put it in plastic, but this is my original.
Yeah, yours is way better than mine.
But like I said, and then Gene signed that one, and this was my original Live, which is it's been looked at and played, but the records are just shit. I mean, they're absolute shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine too. But I have mint copies of those things as well. So
we didn't take, and actually through college, I didn't learn. It isn't until just in the last few years is when I'm now rebuying and restocking and redoing vinyl. Now I'm on the floor there. I've got tons of vinyl now.
Oh yeah.
But I'm buying it, putting it in plastic, cleaning every record that I get, I'm doing everything I need to do to keep those things great. So anyway.
Well, speaking of the collectible stuff, when I used to put on the Evansville Kiss Expos, there's a damn fly around here. Sorry. When I used to put on the Evansville Kiss Expos, a friend of mine, a guy that I'd known on the internet for a long time, down in Kentucky, was coming to Evansville, and he's like, I just want to come by and buy a ticket rather than send a check or do PayPal because I'll be in town. I'm like, sure, come on by. And he didn't tell me until years later, but he said, when I walked in your door, I was expecting a Kiss museum because you put these expos on, you talk about Kiss so much and everything, and there was nary a sign of anything Kiss anywhere. I was like, well, first of all, I'd kind of like to stay married, so even if I had a Kiss museum, it wouldn't be in the living room.
Exactly.
But it's funny because people think you're the biggest Kiss fan I know. You probably have everything. No, right. I don't even have all the albums because I don't like Sonic Boom and I don't like Monster.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't like Unmasked and I don't like Carnival of Souls.
I quit this podcast.
All right, Bill.
I've tried to do that. It's not working. I don't have Sonic Boom. I don't think. I think that's the only one I'm missing right now.
I have Sonic Boom on CD, but that's it. And I don't even know where it's at.
I have it on CD, but I don't have it.
I like the extra disc that came with.
I don't have the album though. I haven't ran across it where it wasn't like $5 billion or some stupid ridiculous thing. So
I bought the 5 Sonic Boom on, the 5 color set when it was first up on KOL, and it lasted about 2 days and it was gone. So in 2009. So.
All right.
So now that I was going to say, now that we've strayed away from album acquisitions, let's stray back to the album acquisitions.
All right. I got 3. I'll go through them quickly. So last week, 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I ranted about Universal Music Group, about ordering. I ordered 4 records from them back on July 5th, I think it was. I think it was July 5th.
My birthday.
Yep. And did not order anything for you, so suck it. And they never got a thing. It says, "Oh, your items are going to ship on July 8th." I'm like, okay. So here we were on the 20th, 25th. So I raved. Then I sent them an email because Corey Nowlin, who also has a podcast, was raving on his Facebook post about not being able to get Dressed to Kill. I think it was
45th anniversary.
Yeah,
I have intimate knowledge of how all of that went down. By the way, if you
well, we'll get to that.
I got mine, but it was damaged. But anyway.
So anyway, I finally sent an email. Hey, I ordered this. I didn't get it. I know other people are having the same problems. Next day, I get a thing that says it's on the way. Your shipment is on the way. So it actually came today, which is ironic because my oldest is home and one of them was his birthday present. So what I got was an Amy Winehouse album for him, and I got Keith Urban, this is my favorite Keith. I don't know if some people are Keith Urban fans, some aren't. Defying Gravity. This is my favorite Keith Urban album, so I picked this up. Great record. Not just metal. And I got a Bryan Adams Ultimate. This was a France version that was that was only made over there. I don't think this was sold in the States except for limited. Anyway, got that, which is a greatest hits thing. It's got, I don't know, 15, 20, 22 songs or 23 songs on it, something like that. Right. And then, and Dennis is going to give me shit for this, but I did it anyway.
New England?
No. I bought the 45th anniversary of Kiss.
What's wrong with that?
Have you opened that yet?
I have not opened it yet.
Open it on the air and show us how your color looks.
Oh, did you? I know what it's going to look like. That's why.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. It's not going to look marbly.
Like
you could be one of the lucky ones, though,
you
man.
Because
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, this would be like an exclusive.
You could be like mine, and it's white with one black splotch in it.
That's what I'm expecting.
We're gonna get an opening. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm always curious.
If you're gonna get an opening, I'm gonna get a paper cut. That's how this is gonna work.
Use a pick. That's what I always do.
There's been a few people in Kiss My Wax that have gotten some pretty decent.
I don't know, but it's ruined that cover big time. Yeah.
There's your
Dressed to Kill. I did get that. I did get it, but I didn't get it from them. I had to buy it on second.
Well, here's my issues.
Oh.
What is it? Is it really is it bad?
It's black splotch.
It's awesome. Look, it's 2 black splotches on it.
That's a Marvelized.
You know what that looks like? It looks like somebody. It looks like somebody laid a cigarette down on it and let it burn it.
Oh, great! That's great. Absolutely. So there's supposed to be a Marvelized look.
I can tell you that it met my expectations because that's exactly what I was expecting.
So it's not Marbleized, it's Marlboroized. Yeah. Man, I gotta quit with the puns.
Like 25% off. I got it for like $18.
Yeah,
so I didn't get too ripped off on it. That's all I got, man. What do you got, Dennis? We got to roll.
Okay, so got this. You ever seen this before?
Yes.
No, that's a bootleg.
That is a bootleg.
Yes, it is. It's the Ritz on Fire.
Yes.
I got that. And it's 180
You bought
gram.
that from somebody's
Kathy from her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I've never. This is my first bootleg. Never had one.
I believe that's
now
a reprint of that because I have the Ritz on Fire as well that came out 2-3 years ago.
This is from Cult Legends.
Yeah.
Bob.
It's got a date on it.
And it's maybe it was open when I got it, so it's probably the older one. All tracks from Entertainment.
He's got a
blah,
gigantic
blah.
magnifying glass over there. What's he doing?
I've got my readers on, dude. I'm blind as a fucking bat.
I've got my
I don't have
on. I'm trying to read. I can't read.
I'll get you. I'll get you a date on this.
I was just curious because I have it too, and it came out. You know, it was actually available in stores, and
right. And this was, like I said, and I think this was used.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is my Dress to Kill. The only problem with my Dress to Kill is both edges. It looked like somebody just dropped it on the floor and dinged both edges, which kind of pissed me off.
Well, that you mentioned, my Kiss record is fine, but my Keith Urban record is dinged on the corner, and my Bryan Adams is dinged on the corner. But the Amy Winehouse and the Kiss album are fine.
And, you know, the thing was whenever I got that Kiss album, the box was perfect. There was no problem with the box.
It was dinged when you got it.
Yes, there was a big problem with.
So does Kiss want more of my money? And I know that Kiss, I know we had this, I talked to you earlier in the week about this, all the issues with this album, and it is basically the record, you know, Kiss doesn't own their music anymore. They're doing it. Right. But if Kiss wants more of my money, they need to do the shit that's Rush is doing right now. This is my second one of these, and I'm telling you what, this is the fucking nicest thing I've ever bought. My son bought this for me for my birthday. It was $66. It's 4 fucking albums, dude. And it is, you know, it's the original Farewell to Kings. But look, I mean, that. Then you get this great mat for your stereo, booklet with all the stuff in there, you know, pictures. And
you can buy all that, it's just extra.
Old pictures and stuff. But it has the original album on side 1 and side 2. Side 3 and 4, 5 and 6 are all live at Hammersmith Odeon. It's from February 20th, 1976. It's got the whole concert, period. Mm-hmm. Actually, side 7 is the very end of that concert. Side 8 is it's Dream Theater doing Xanadu, Big Rick doing Closer to the Heart, Cinderella Man by the Trues. And it basically is just some tribute stuff on that last side. I just wanted to fill some space. But 4 albums. Oops. You guys can see me?
Yeah.
Alan? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're
You guys
fine.
just dropped out. We got a thunderstorm going on at my house big time right now.
It's at my house too.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is a great thing, and Kiss needs to look into this. If you want me to rebuy your whole discography, you know, give me that record and then give me a live album along with it with a nice little package.
Let me address that for just a second, and I won't go too deep into it. Of course, you know, we know for a fact, if people don't know that watch your show, you know, Kiss obviously they do not own their catalog. They have no control over it. Universal does what they want to, and basically Universal doesn't care about Kiss for the most part. So you're not going to get any, and they don't work together very well. That being said, keep your eyes open. There are some things coming.
I'd like to see that.
And
I'd love to see it.
It may not be in the vinyl range, but it's coming, and it's really, really, really good.
Kissology 4, finally.
That's never happened.
Finally.
I don't expect.
No, it's seriously never happened.
Oh,
no,
I don't think it will.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's been kiboshed for a long time. First of all, they can't use the name Kissology. VH1 owns that. They don't own it. And if they were just going to move to a different format, whatever was being made that Tommy talked about for a long time, that's been kiboshed. That's not happening. Got halfway through the project.
The movie, the big documentary they were making. What ever happened to that?
I'm not exactly sure what happened with that. That guy that was making that. There's some guys, you know, Alan and I are in a chat with some other buddies. There's some guys that know a little bit more about that than I do. I don't know much about that. But,
you know, that was talked about for a long time.
Right.
I mean, it was all this and that, and they were mad because they weren't really talking to Peter or Ace and blah blah blah.
And just so y'all know, those guys are pretty tight-lipped, so don't try prying any information out of me because I don't have any.
That's right. Right.
Oh. But it was one of those things where for a long time it was a hot topic, and then it just died, and you know, it just went away. And I was just kind of curious, what happened to that. So,
I
because
mean,
Kiss fans are always looking for something new. We want to spend money.
I can
Give us
tell
something
you
nice.
that there are some really cool things coming down the pike that are way cooler than things that have come previously that I know for a fact are happening. I heard great details about it Saturday, so, but I can't say any more than that.
All right, good. Alan, can you see everybody on your thing? You good?
There's nobody on my thing.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Because Jason's video dropped out on me.
No,
I didn't know.
If something goes wrong on my end, you will know. You don't ever have to ask.
Because like I said,
so you
my thing was acting real wonky. I can't, and then Bill was gone for a while, and everything went wonky.
Well, there's a thunderstorm blowing
stickers.
through here, and Dennis lives like 5 miles away from me, so we're catching some wonky weather here. So
you just threw a rock. Dennis just threw a rock and said, "I want to start a podcast with a guy," and it landed on your house.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I need a technical guy, and I threw a rock, and it went to his house, and it's like, that's the guy we need.
Now, Jason, your video just fell out.
I don't understand. Really?
I have his video.
It's your storms.
I guess.
I see all you guys fine. All three of you guys are good on my end.
All right.
Even Dennis?
Well, now your video is back. So, without further ado, let's talk about Kiss Unmasked. It was released on May 20th, 1980, was recorded at the Record Plant Studios in New York City, and it's dangerously close to as short as a Van Halen album. It clocks in at 39 minutes and 46 seconds. It was produced by Vinny Poncia, I guess that's how you pronounce it, and it's on the Casablanca label. And Jason, whatever extra nerdy details you've got on this, fire it up, because I don't have any.
Well, I mean, I just, it's just, all of that is great. It's just who played on what, who didn't play on what, and all of that stuff. We can, I don't know how we're going to approach this. Are we going track by track, or are we just going to chat about the record, or whatever? But,
track by track.
Everybody knows that Anton played on the whole record on drums. Peter did not play on the record at all. He's on the cover, but he's not. He's in the Shandy video, but he's not on the record. But we'll talk about him as we go track by track.
That sounds good. Yeah. So we will start out with the first track, which surprisingly enough is a cover song. It is That You, Jason?
Is it a cover song?
I believe it is.
It was never officially released by Gerard McMahon or whatever, however you say his name. There was a demo that he did of it, but it was never officially released. It was picked up and brought in.
You're off the show. No.
It was picked up and brought. Well, I mean,
This is why we have you on.
I just wonder if it's, if it technically falls into a cover range, or if it was a song that was brought into the band. Hey, here's a demo, and the band bought it to record it. It was just written by somebody else. Does that technically count as a cover? It's kind of like country guys.
Right.
Well, most country artists don't write their own songs. They get songs pitched to them, and then they buy those songs. Those aren't really cover songs.
That's
those
a good point.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it was officially released on an album by this guy before Kiss released it, then maybe it would be a cover song. But they didn't write it.
I concede your point.
All right.
Yes. Oh, thank you. So, but what, you want my opinion on it? Is That You? Oh, it's a sleazy, perfect Paul Stanley song. The lyrics are dripping with, sexism and it's going to be hard for me to talk negative about this record. We did a skipper play on this very album not too long ago, and I don't skip any Kiss songs, except for I Finally Found My Way to You, or whatever it is. Horrible, but I love that track. I think it opens up. It's right in your face with that, that classic Paul Stanley yell at the beginning of it. And I love Anton's drum playing. And everybody always bags on the production of this record and how thin it is. I happen to love it. If you got it in a good stereo, it's got good bass underneath it. The kick drum's nice. I love Is That You. I also dig the demo.
I don't think I've heard the. Well, I've probably heard the demo, but it's been so long ago.
Not the Kiss demo, the demo from the guy that wrote it.
Well, I've probably heard that too. I just don't remember.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, music from the elderly here. Bill, you're up, Bill.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear my name called. So I do like this record, the whole record. I haven't listened to it for a while, but it isn't to me. I like the record, but it's when I think about everything else that came out in the 1980s that was rock, I would not consider this rock. It's definitely a pop record, and
It is.
it really, after Dynasty, didn't help me along continuing with the band. I was very frustrated. Got even more frustrated at the next record. So there you go. But it was interesting because as I was listening to this over the last couple of days, because I haven't listened to it for a while, I do like the record though. I did notice that once again, the guys the cover they picked to cover here with "Is That You" chart. I think it starts with cats drooling on the bar stool, shake your hips and crack your whips. Cheap 17 and trashed out. You went too far. Ben, the bitch you are. I'm like, man, they just pedophiles. They just can't get away from it.
I was trying to be nice. I said
no,
sleazy.
it's just funny. It's we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and it's like,
Yeah,
there it is again. They can't like. It just caught me funny. Actually, I do like this song. I don't know that I would have, if I was sequencing this record, I don't know that I would have made that the opener.
What would you have made? That's a good question.
I would have actually picked. I would have picked "Talk to Me" as an opener.
Interesting.
I just like that. I like that song. I just
Now-
think it's more of a, to me, that's more of a little more of a Kiss song.
Look,
and that's what I would have picked.
Look how many albums they were in before Gene got an opening song. Do you think they were ever going to let Ace have one?
Oh, I didn't say they would.
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Dennis.
Yeah, well, finally when they let Gene have one, it's a really, really, really good one.
Are you there, Dennis?
Yes. Okay. So just want to real quick, just a background on this record. My best buddy and I got into Kiss at the same time. We were in like 4th grade, 5th grade when Alive, when I heard that, I turned him on to Kiss. We were huge Kiss fans. I mean, we just kept, and we'd buy all the albums. We'd sleep over each other's houses, every other weekend we'd be doing stuff and everything. Listen to music. And he basically, when Dynasty came out, Matt went like, you know what? I don't know if I can handle this shit anymore. I'm like, going, no, man, just hang with it. I wasn't a big Dynasty fan, but when this album came out, Matt jumped ship. He didn't even take a life jacket. He said, fuck Kiss. He went to Rush and he went to other things. He basically, I don't think Matt bought another Kiss album after this album. It just basically ruined him, and he wouldn't listen to this thing. I'd bring it over. Like, don't put that shit on. I don't want to hear it. So being, that fact, I listened to it some, didn't really, and I just kind of got a negative kind of charge on it myself for a long time. But over the years, it's come to, now that I listen to it again, I like it a lot. I mean, I really like this album a lot. Is it a good Kiss album? No. It's a good pop album. And but if you're, so if you look at it in that sense, it's a good album. So that's just, I'm going to get that out of the way. So Is That You? That's an okay song. I'm like Bill. I don't think this would have been an opener for me. I would have put probably. I would have thrown Shandy right out front because that's their big hit. I think that would have been interesting. I would have thrown that. Well, it's not really
that crazy.
It's not a ballad.
Put a ballad on the
well,
very front.
I tell you what. I would have put, actually, I take that back. I would have put Tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow would have been okay.
I think that's the other good contender to be an opener for
that would have been an opener. And you're right. Shandy is a good second song, but yeah, Tomorrow would have been a better opener, and put Is That You later on. It's not that it's a bad song. It's just, goddamn, when you're a Kiss fan and you're ready, you get that brand new album with the, and by the way, the shittiest cover ever made for an album. I'm telling you,
man. I love it. I just love it. See, I think what we're going to run into here is all of you guys. I don't know about Alan, but you guys probably have about 5 years on me, 4 years or something like that. I'm 40. I'll be 45.
They have 5 years
I'm
on
55.
me.
Okay, so
I'm 55.
I'll be 45 this year. So you have 10 years on me.
Oh,
so
Jesus, man, you're just a baby.
Right. So when I got into Kiss, I was a kid. So, and I got into Kiss in 79, 80, 81, 82. So all of those records are very, very important to me because I got them when they came out. I was very young, and they
makes a big difference. It
makes a huge difference because if your first album was Alive, you're going to think this record is shit. And I get that, I get that. Right. So.
And the marketing, you were who they marketed to.
Absolutely.
And I get it.
So they're very special. That whole period right there, that whole transitional period. It's just like when Dennis said, "Is this a good Kiss record?" No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think this is a good Kiss record. I sigh at that kind of thing because Dynasty, Unmasked, The Elder, Killers, Creatures, Lick It Up. You could play those back to back. Maybe take Lick It Up out of it. Play all those records back to back, and you wouldn't even know it was the same band.
Right.
Because all of those records are so different from each other. So what makes one of those a Kiss record and one of those not a Kiss record? To me, all of those are Kiss records because that showed their diversity when I was young. So, but everybody else was used to Kiss through, Love Gun, where they were.
Well, and here's what got me too, though. It was the fact of even when Dynasty came out, when they stopped. The 77, the Love Gun costumes were, that was the peak of Kiss. Right. That was the best you're ever going to look. And then when Dynasty came out, they added the colors. They all had their own, unique colors from the solo albums. And then, Gene had those big, like aluminum foil boots and whatever the fuck he had. And they all had capes and shit. I'm like going, you don't need this.
Super
you
Kiss.
Really don't need this. Yeah, and they were Super Kiss. But the thing is, that was the Kiss for a lot of people who just started out. They
like Kiss. Yep.
And exactly. And I know 5 or 6 people offhand just right off the bat that was their first introduction to Kiss, and that's great. Yeah. I don't, but it was tough for me.
Sure,
it was like,
I get it. I totally get it, man. I totally get it. So that's what makes these discussions interesting. When you just move 5 years in age or 10 years in age or something like that, it makes a
big deal,
huge difference. So, all right, Alan.
Well, if we had done this episode 5 years ago, I would slag on this album. But I've listened to it enough that, as I get older, these things grow on me more and I appreciate them more. The only thing that I don't like about Is That You is the tempo feels like it drags to me. Now,
I don't disagree with that.
There was a tribute album that was put out. I think it might have been Hard to Believe, but there was a female that did a cover of Is That You, and the tempo was more upbeat, and it was killer.
There you go.
And I'll have to find it and send it to you, Jason, but I think you'll like it better than this. But
I've heard Hard to Believe. I didn't listen to it a lot because there was a lot on there that I was really it was, alternative stuff, alternative takes on, these great pop Kiss songs. And, I didn't take to it too much. I didn't listen to it much, but I had it back in the, I still have it.
Well, I still have it too. I think some of those bands did it in a mocking style because they didn't like Kiss.
Too. Right. Right.
But like
the Nirvana cover.
The Nirvana cover was bad. I think, was it the Hard-Ons that did Lick It Up?
Yes.
That was a pretty terrible cover as well. Right. But anyway, I digress. I do like Is That You. It just needs to be a little faster tempo.
All right. Fair enough.
So let's move on to Shandy.
Oh, one quick caveat for that. Paul plays the lead on Is That You, not Ace.
Excellent. Well, any true Ace Frehley fan already knew that.
Well, some people will argue with you, but I think Paul plays the lead on almost all of his songs on this record.
I was not in the studio, so I will not say yay or nay.
Fair enough. All right, what's up, Shandy? My turn.
Yep.
Shandy. Shandy's it's a well-written pop ballad. If you want to go that route of, is it a great Kiss song? Take it away from Kiss and just think about the time period of just pop rock at the time, and don't try to compare it to what Ozzy was doing and Motley Crue. It's a well written, strongly written pop song, in my opinion, and incredible drum playing by Anton Fig, and of course I think Tom Harper plays bass on it, and Paul plays all the guitars. So that song only has Paul Stanley of Kiss on it. So there are no other members of Kiss on that song at all. So
interesting.
But I think Paul has said in interviews that he kind of swiped the idea from, Bruce Springsteen had that song called Sandy, and he kind of pulled that, I need a song that's has that name on it. And then I think there's a song by I can't remember who it is now. Maybe Joe Walsh or somebody like
Walsh.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
That it's like identical to it.
It's identical. We played on our show, or we talked about that a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So, exactly. But all of that aside, I love Shandy. I think it's a great pop song and a great Paul Stanley ballad-ish, mid-tempo ballad. So there you go.
Bill.
All right, on to me. I will agree with you, Mr. Herndon.
Good.
I think that's a good. I like Shandy. I've always liked it. I didn't like it as much in the beginning because that was really, back in the day, because it just I don't know, the whole album to me back at the time just felt so bubblegumish. It was just difficult. But as I've listened to that song over the years and heard different acoustic version of it, I really like the Alive 4 version of it. Symphony. I love that version. It's just a really, really good version. I'd love to see them do that live in person sometime. They could do it in the States and people would go batshit crazy. But it's never going to happen. But it would be great if it did. So yeah, one song I really, really like.
Fork over the money and get on the Kiss cruise. They'll play it for you there.
I've watched the videos. I haven't seen them play it there yet. Have I?
I think they've done
it acoustic. Yeah,
they've done it acoustic a few times.
Pretty sure they did it on the cruise that I was on. I mean, I've slept a couple times since then.
Well, it might have.
But I'm almost positive that they did it.
Well, I said the acoustic versions they do of it I like, so I've probably seen one of those because I've seen a couple of them. So who knows?
Well, that's the thing. They haven't done it, in all of its glory in forever. It's always been an acoustic version of it. I would love to hear, like they did it in 80 in Australia, just the whole band play the damn song, Right. Instead, even when they go over there now in Australia, it's usually just Paul coming out with a guitar and strumming the chords. Play the whole damn song, man.
Right.
That's your biggest hit in Australia. Rehearse it and play the whole damn song, Right. So anyway,
it's funny because usually Paul's the one that's like not the guy that wants to learn new stuff.
Right.
It's like, okay, whatever, dude. Dennis, go, man.
Okay, so yeah, I like the song. It was funny. It was one of those things where my friend and I, Matt, when I was over at his house, we'd always stay up on Saturday night and we watched, Midnight Special and then Don Kirshner's rock concert. And of course, the Shandy was on Don Kirshner. They put that on there, and that video is just, it's not that great, And you see Peter trying to do this, like, he's look at me, I'm Anton Fig kind of thing, and of course, this was, actually that recording or that video was the last time that they were ever in the room together, up until the point that, when they did the reunion, or not the reunion, but the convention tour. And but anyway, yeah, it's, like I say, it's one of those things. I like the song, but the first time I'm a big Joe Walsh fan, and I got that album, and I'm listening to it going, that's fucking Shandy. Then I'm trying to look at it and seeing who wrote the son of it.
Which
first,
one came out first? Yeah.
Because the first part is, it is so exact, it's ridiculous.
Because Shandy is first, right? Shandy came out first. Did it?
I don't think so. No,
I
don't think so. We talked about it.
Walsh came out first, I think.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and we talked about this a few weeks ago. I'm pretty sure it was Walsh came out first.
Walsh. It was within the same year, but Walsh got it out first.
That's what it was. It was in the same year.
Well, now the thing is Paul Stanley always says if you're going to steal a diamond and not a piece of glass.
Yeah, I mean,
That's right.
yeah, because it's off of his "But Seriously, Folks" album, and it's called "Tomorrow" of all things.
That
Isn't that crazy?
That makes it even funnier.
Isn't it crazy? But yeah, it is. It's
That's
funny.
fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway. All right.
All right, Tater.
I dig this song. I kind of always have dug this song, and I think probably not because it was on Unmasked, but I saw it on that video bootleg way back in the day from that show in Australia. Yeah, but then again, the live shows have more energy and more excitement than what ends up on a studio album, so that's probably why I like that one better.
You talking about Inner Sanctum live?
That sounds right. I know they had a video from Australia and an audio from New Zealand.
Yes, that's Inner Sanctum.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I was going to tell y'all that was Peter Chris's last video with them, and then Dennis stole my thunder. I was kidding.
Damn thunder stealer, man.
Well,
Sorry.
we've heard all the thunder we need to hear for the rest of the night, man.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
think it's gone away, which is good
Yeah,
because
I'm looking at the radar now. It is past us. When it broke up and actually split at Newburgh. So you're good for a while.
Well,
Yeah.
let's. We're not reviewing the Destroyer, so we won't be talking about any thunder.
The meteorologist here.
So let's move
Back
on
to you, Alan.
Let's move on to Talk to Me.
It's over back to the studio.
And for sports, we have.
Oh man.
All right. Where we at?
Talk to me, Jason.
Talk to me.
To me, Ace's first thing, I believe, interestingly enough, just like Paul was the only member of Kiss on Shandy, I think Ace is the only member of Kiss on Talk to Me. I believe he plays even the bass on this as well, if I remember correctly.
I read that today.
Yeah, so you got Anton and Ace on this song, basically his solo album. So, but Talk to Me is classic Ace. Great. This is a great tune, and I think Ace's tunes, just all of them, really, even as goofy as Torpedo Girl is, they really just shine. And Ace was really coming, you could just the confidence of Rocket Ride into the how great the solo album was, into the 3 great tracks on Dynasty and 3 more great tracks on Unmasked, really just starting to come into, to his own here. I love Talk to Me. I love the German video, that they did, or the kind of the lip sync thing. I just love the way that looks, the smoke. It's just really fucking cool to me. I know it was goofy to a lot of diehards back then, but man, that's my Kiss. I love it. But Talk to Me, one of my favorite tracks on the record. I love it. Yeah. So.
Well, I said it should have been the opener. Yep. So.
We know how you feel.
Is that enough? Dennis?
All right, you guys are gonna hate me. I really do not like the Ace songs on this album.
Just shut him off.
No, seriously, I don't. He had such. I mean, okay, his solo album came out. I mean, just knocked it out of the park. Dynasty, great songs on Dynasty. I love those two. I love those songs. Unmasked, no, I'm just not a fan. I just don't. I mean, you had Talk to Me. You had Two Sides of the Coin and Torpedo Girl. I don't know. I just don't like them. Sorry.
It's funny because I think most people that hate the record think the Ace songs are the only saving grace on it, for the most part.
See,
I have heard that quite a bit.
Yeah. So.
And I'm a big Ace fan. Don't get me wrong. I just think that these songs are really weak. Just don't.
He's not drinking the blue Kool-Aid on this record, I can tell.
Nope, not at all.
No, but the interesting thing about this record, though, is I think for him, I would imagine that he probably thought he had the 3 strongest songs on the record.
I would think so, yeah.
I mean, I would have thought that anyway. And then to your point about what happened on the solo out record, the really strong songs on Dynasty,
Right.
and then they're like, we're gonna do this concept record, and he's like, no, this shit's over. I'm gonna go make some money and do my thing, and you guys can keep doing this shit you're doing with, and I'll see y'all later. I think that that when I've thought about this period over when I've been listening to this for the show, I thought this was probably, if he was on the fence about leaving after this record came out, where his stuff ended up on the record and how the record did, he probably went, yeah, I can do this on my own and I'm going to be okay. Those guys got one record left, and if they screw that up, we're done. I mean, yeah. I think that's probably what he was thinking.
That's what I think too. I think
maybe,
that's what
I don't know.
I think he was
out of his mind, which.
Well, I think he was just building that confidence, and he was getting to do more and more in Kiss, and he was singing and all the stuff he wasn't doing in the beginning. He was writing, but he wasn't,
sure.
But he was out front, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Fuck these guys, man! If they want to do,
I think that's what.
I'll just do it myself.
I can do it by myself, and I'll show you. I can do it by myself.
Yep. So,
yeah.
Alan,
is it my turn?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. Sorry.
Talk to Me is my favorite song on this album. It is probably, in my opinion, the strongest song on the album. And if you want to know for sure if Ace played the bass on this recording, listen to how closely it follows the rhythm guitar, because I've noticed that all of the songs that he records on bass, he's basically playing the rhythm guitar part on the bass. So there's that.
Except for Torpedo Girl.
Torpedo Girl. Oh, well, we'll get to that.
We'll
get to that. So let's move on. Let's move on to the Naked City.
Naked City. I took on my podcast with my two co-hosts. I took a lot of heat for loving this song because they think it's horrible. But you've got a Bob Kulick co-write here, and a Pepe Castro that co-wrote it as well. And then I think this is, everybody is on this song, including Ace on lead and Gene on bass and Anton playing drums and Paul on rhythms. But I like this song because it's very kind of, mysterious sounding. And, when we talked about it on my podcast, I was talking about this video that came out in Australia on the Countdown television show, where they're kind of interviewing Kiss, and Kiss is in New York City, and it's nighttime, and they're taking this host on this kind of tour of downtown New York City, and they're playing Naked City, and it's in the middle of the night, and they're kind of they're all dressed up in that garb, and they're walking through the streets, and it's fucking killer, man. And every time I hear it, I think about that. But I think this is a well-crafted song, although Bob Kulick said Gene ruined it. But I just love it. I love Gene's voice. That's another thing about this record is I love Gene's kind of clean voice that he uses. That can show he can really sing, and he can really do more than growling and that kind of stuff. But I love this song. I absolutely love it.
To me, Naked City, this is, man, I can't figure out if this is my favorite song on the record or not, but it is right up there. I really like this song, and it to your point too, it just sounded like, I don't know, I'm not sure what the right word to use is, and I'm gonna say it just sounds so clean.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right description, but
how about crisp?
It's crisp. Yeah, it just sounds just a really good sounding song. And to your point, Gene sounds great on this song. And it's funny because when you've heard Gene so many times over the years, and now when you hear him sing, he sounds a lot more like this.
Yes.
He sounds a lot more, and I think that's really why I like this song. I mean, it's because when I was listening to it, I mean, I listened to the whole thing, I don't know how many times in the last couple of days, but I just keep going back to this song, and I think it's because of his voice and how it sounds. That's it for me.
Yeah, it's really what makes me love those Crazy Nights songs that he does, like Good Girl Gone Bad and Hell or High Water.
He's a really good singer.
He really has
is
a great
singer.
Yes, he's got a great tone to his voice when you take the demon away, man. And not that I don't love the demon, because Creatures is my favorite album, and he's demon all the way there. But I love when he uses that clean tone in his voice. It's really a beautiful voice. So,
all right, you ready? This is one of two of my favorite songs on this album.
Nice.
And why is it? Bassline.
Good bassline.
This fucking bassline. I was listening to it the other day and I stopped it and I backed it up again. I'm listening to it again and I get about three quarters. I'm about halfway through it. I'm like going, I stopped it again and I'm like going, it's really then started just really, listening to the bassline. And I'm like going, this is the fucking bass lines that Gene, and I knew it was Gene because I kept looking at it. I knew this album had been played by a bunch of people. And I'm like going, I don't care what they think. And I know Gene's not going to have somebody play bass on his own song. Probably not, but I'm sure it's happened. But but like I said, this is a Gene bass line. You can tell it.
It's walking all over the place. It's beautiful.
And I agree with Jason. I agree with you. And I agree with Bill. That's one thing I did love about getting the vault is getting all these demos because you and Alan or Jason, you and Alan have heard all these demos and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had any kind of bootlegs or demos of anything. Gene shit was the first time I ever heard any of that stuff.
Oh wow!
And I was like going. I was fucking amazed. I'm like going, I love this shit. Wow. And the thing is, Gene is, he is the god of thunder. He's the growler and he's this and that. But when Gene cleans that shit up, he's got a great voice. He's got a fucking wonderful voice. And I like hearing that. I like that acoustic side of Gene. I really do. To be honest. So this song here, though, the bass line is the key. I love this song. Is it a little bit disco-y? Yeah. This whole album is that. It's a pop album.
Yep.
So, but take it as it is. It's a great song. Yep. So, one of my top favorites on there. So
Here. I agree.
Well, let's make this a quadfecta or a fourfecta or whatever it's called. It's my favorite Gene album or Gene song on the album, and I really can't add anything that you guys haven't already said.
Cool.
And Dennis, you're right. The bass line is fantastic. And that's one thing when there's a Kiss song that Gene is really playing bass on. I always enjoy those songs so much more.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've said it before. I think Gene never gets the love he deserves for being a bass player.
He's a fantastic bass player.
He's a really good bass player.
Creative as hell.
Yes.
So
he's old school though. He brings the old school, but then he adds the new stuff. Anyway, all right.
What makes the world go round?
So when we do those skipper plays on my podcast, it's tough for me to pick a song to skip, because I just don't skip Kiss songs on any records, like I said before. That being said, if I'm going to pick one song out of this whole album to skip, and it's probably going to be What Makes the World Go Around. That being said, I do like this song a lot. Where I think it falters is I think the chorus doesn't go anywhere. I think the verses are so catchy, and then the chorus just comes in after those catchy verses and just kind of is real stagnant.
It lays
right there. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't. You're building to something that should be better than what was coming before it, and it just doesn't. So I think that's where it kind of falls flat for me. I don't like the choruses of the song, but I think the verses are fantastic, and I love the bridge in the song. The call, and answer with Paul and all that stuff. I think that's fantastic, but I think the chorus here is really weak. I still like the song. It's probably my least favorite song on the record. I do know that Paul plays lead on this one as well, but that's my take on What Makes the World Go Around. As much as I like it, it's my least favorite song on the album. So.
I don't know that this is my least favorite song on the record. I thought it was okay. It's not a bad. I don't think it's a bad song.
No, I don't either.
Definitely, and it's kind of funny because I remember, you're talking about skipping songs. I remember skipping a lot of this record, back in the day. And I didn't skip any songs whenever, listening to this. We did Van Halen, Women and Children First a couple weeks ago. And I skipped a bunch of shit on that record. And I don't think it's because I'm a kid. I think it's because I don't think it has anything to do with the Kiss. I just think these are, yeah, I might be a heathen but it's everybody's, the reason we're doing this is because everybody has their own opinion, right? Otherwise we'd just be sitting in a world going, yeah. But it's not a bad song at all. And I didn't skip it. And I do kind of like the chorus. But I think you're right. It just kind of sits there. It doesn't really go anywhere, but it's a good song.
Yeah. The reason why I bring up that skip kind of thing is because we play that game on our show, and skip or play, and you take an album and you just, kind of talk about what you like and don't like about the song. And then you decide, I've got to pick something on a record because by God, it would be a pointless exercise for me because I play every fucking song in the catalog. Excuse my language. So
you've heard this show before.
A game called Yank and Crank. Remember Yank and Crank?
Yeah, right.
I'll have to ask you how you got through a couple albums.
The first one we did was Peter Criss's solo album, man, and I'm like, I love that song. And they're looking at me going, "You're a moron, man."
You probably had a wrong label album. That was your problem. Yeah. You didn't know it at the time.
They threw an Ace. They threw an Ace record in there. They didn't. It sounds like a lot like Ace. For me, this song, and Jason, I think you hit it right on the head. I honestly, there was something that bugged me about this song. And I really couldn't put my finger on it. And I think you're right. It is that chorus. It is. I mean, the song has a lot of ups and it has its peaks and valleys, and then it gets into that fucking. It's just kind of this disco-y kind of chorus. Yeah, I think that's what bugs me about it. Yeah. Is it a bad song? Is it my worst song? No, it's better than any Ace song on this album.
Wow.
Sorry.
Next week on Ages of Rock podcast, we will introduce our new co-host.
Alan's eyes got as big as his glasses a while ago.
I couldn't help it. I got to give you some shit.
We all have our own opinions.
That's
so
right.
There you go.
That's right.
Wow.
Well,
all right.
Well, for me, this is my least favorite Paul song on this album, and that's really all I have to say.
Way to contribute.
I don't care for the song.
Right?
I don't care for the song.
Fair enough.
I mean, I made myself listen to the whole album again today. I made it through all the songs, but I don't care for this song. It's my least favorite Paul song on the album.
Fair. Your hand back from the stop button. Don't push stop. I can't.
Skip.
I can't do it.
So let's. Speaking of skipping, let's skip on over to tomorrow.
Side 2.
Tomorrow. Yes. See, and that's what I was saying. This, if you're listening to the record, it really starts off side 2 really well with Tomorrow as far as the way that song sounds as an opener. So I think that would have been the song to choose if you're going to use an album opener, I think. So, yeah, but anyway, I think Tomorrow is a fantastic song. What a great pop song,
Yeah.
Take It Out of Kiss. It's an amazing pop song, well written. I think Paul plays bass on this, if I recall. I'm not 100% sure. I think Paul plays bass on it. Yeah, man, I don't know what else to say. I think
according to the Wikipedia article, you are correct.
Oh, I'm correct. Good.
It's Wikipedia.
I memorized all that shit a long time ago, and I can't.
Because Jason updated it, so he knows it's
right.
I should do that. I should do that every time. I should do that every week. It's like change the shit every week, so I'm right.
This album's got Bon Scott as the lead singer.
It's like changes.
That's what Wikipedia said.
Information though from the great Julian Gill, and
well, he would know.
Yeah.
Okay, if he says it, we're going to go. Yeah.
That's what that's where I got. That's memorized all my facts from Kiss FAQ. That's so. But yeah, I love Tomorrow. Absolutely, great song.
Billy.
Yeah, I would say this is my favorite song on the record. Actually, I didn't pick it as the one I thought was the opener, because usually that's not my favorite song anyway. So, but I thought it would have been placed differently on the record, but it's fine. I mean, it was fine opening the opening the side 2. So yeah, I do like the song a lot. So I like the run, tomorrow.
Right.
He just says run and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it
sounds like something off of his. It sounds like something off
sounds like
his solo album.
Definitely sounds like a solo that they didn't make the solo record, and they went, I'll just stick it on here.
Yeah, you pull the keyboard out of it, and it's clearly a Paul Stanley solo album.
Yeah.
Totally
agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So Tomorrow is my second favorite Paul Stanley song. So think about that for a second.
Period.
On this album, huh?
Oh, okay.
No, second favorite Paul Stanley song on this album.
That's not what you said.
I agree. We talked about earlier. I think this should have been the opener, other than "Is That You." That should have been the second side opener, just to kind of bring us into there. When I hear this song, do you know who I hear singing this song?
Who?
Annie.
No, Rick Springfield. This is a Rick Springfield song.
I don't disagree with that.
Think about that. Yeah. Think about that for a minute. I was listening to it today, and I'm thinking, man, if Rick Springfield would have sang this song, it would have been a fucking hit. It would have been another Jesse's Girl. Just think about that for a little bit. I mean, I honestly think that it would work.
Man, I can't wait for the hate mail you're gonna get.
You know what? Fucking
Who hates Rick Springfield?
I don't
know how you hate Rick Springfield.
I fucking love Rick Springfield.
I know, I do too. But I'm saying that's his type. That's his type of song, and you could just imagine him singing this song.
Yeah.
This thing. I mean, if you get a chance, listen to the song and think about Rick Springfield singing it. I tell you what, it would be a hit. I'm telling you.
That's a pretty good observation. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'll have to listen to it with that in my mind, I should say.
Yeah.
Try to do that, and I'm sure you'll be emailing me going, God damn, you're right, dude.
I'm still going to send you hate mail.
Oh, I know. I'm going to get hate mail no matter what. And my wife will be the first. Anyway.
Y'all get hate mail?
Just from each other.
Good. Just from each other.
We don't have any fans.
If we get hate mail, it's automatically deleted, so we don't know it anyway.
Good.
Our egos can't stand it.
See, first you got to have fans and people that listen to your show to get hate mail. See, we don't have that. So
we get some hate mail.
I know you guys get some hate mail. It's not funny, but it is. When you're an innocent
because it's
when you're an innocent bystander, it's kind of funny to watch the carnage. But anyway, I feel Tomorrow is my favorite Paul Stanley song on this album, and I feel the same way about this album that I do about Dynasty. Flip that thing over, play side 2 first, let Tomorrow be the opener. Flip over Dynasty, play side 2, let Magic Touch be the opener. Both great, strong songs. That's how I would do it. Yeah, because
Charisma's the opener on side 2.
Do what?
What happens to Charisma? That's the opener on side 2 of Dynasty.
I know that. I said Magic Touch. It's after Charisma. Shut up, you son of a bitch!
You've been schooled by Jason.
Somebody was going to school me. It may as well be Jason.
I thought you were just leaving it off because you're like, fuck Charisma, So.
You've seen the video of us down in Nashville playing that. You know I love that song.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Let me ask you a quick question. Did any of your dynasties have on Charisma? Did it skip?
Any of mine?
Yeah. They said it was an actual pressing issue.
From the 2014s?
No, the original.
Just original. I don't recall, man. I couldn't tell you.
That was way back in the 1900s.
Mine original one, I'm sure it probably skips.
Yeah. Mine did from day one. I mean, from day one.
I heard that a lot of people had trouble with I Was Made for Loving You because of the frequency of the bass, and people were playing it on these cheap turntables, and it was jumping. I heard that as an issue, and it probably happened to me, but again, I was 5 or 6 years old when I was first listening to those records.
That's why
I just don't recall.
That's why everybody taped a dime onto their stylus.
Right, that's exactly why. Yeah. But I do remember buying Love Gun and it skipping across the whole first side of the album.
Wow.
And I took a live 2 back 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were told. I remember getting it was it? It was Airway, I'm sure at the time.
Right.
And for all of you young people, that's what we call Target nowadays.
That is what we call Target nowadays.
It was
But
Airway.
I remember taking it back, and they said
used to go to Airway.
When I took it back, they told me that they were having issues. They had a lot of them that were brought back. But yeah, I took it back, I think 4 times.
Wow.
So it wasn't just my shitty record player. It was.
You got mine at 3D or TGNY. I don't remember where I got mine, but that's where I got mine for Christmas present. So anyway.
All right, where are we at?
Two sides of the coin.
Ooh.
Two sides of the coin. So I guess I'm up. Again, I love the Ace songs on this record. I think and maybe it's the case on all the Ace songs. I think it's just Ace and Anton that play on this. But this is my favorite of the 3 Ace songs. I know most people would normally gravitate towards Talk to Me, but I really enjoy Two Sides of the Coin a lot more. I love, that playful, choose one kind of thing. I just think it's, as goofy as it is, I really enjoy the record. I love the solo in it. I don't know. I think it's got an excellent chorus. I love the way it builds up to the chorus, and the chorus is really, really nice. So I love this song.
That choose one is definitely an Aceism.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's like some of them little things that he says in Rocket Ride. Right. That's Ace all the way.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny you said it because now you think about it. I mean, he says something like that in about every song.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always some goofy little thing. Now you think, no, I didn't think about it, but you're right. I think I've heard that quite often.
Yep.
Two Sides of the Coin for me. I like this song too. Definitely. Like I said, I really liked all the Ace songs on this record, and I said that's why I think that this was for him, was his point where he went, I can make some pretty good music on my own, so you guys just go ahead and keep doing whatever you're doing. So yeah, for me, great song, and definitely one that you do not skip. Dennis.
Skip. Go on, Alan.
I said do not skip, jackass.
Skip. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Skip.
Oh, my gosh. This is my second favorite Ace song on this album. So
my mama said if you got something nice to say, just don't talk at all.
That has never stopped you before, Dennis.
We have a guest on. I'm going to try to be nice for a change.
That has never stopped you before. No, it's my second favorite Ace song on here. Nothing else that I can say that y'all ain't already said.
There's guitars. There's drums.
There's guitars and
drums.
It's a song. Freddie's got all the writing credits on it. So I'm sure this is another one of those Fraley and Fig recordings.
I believe it is. Yeah.
And that's all I got to say about that.
All right. So what do we see? So she's so European?
Yes.
She sells down. This, what's interesting about this is most people think this is the goofiest fucking song on the planet. But that being said, I think the melody through the song is fantastic. I don't care how goofy the lyrics. I've never been a lyric guy. I don't care how smart some song is. I'd listen to Kiss, for God's sakes. Put your hand in my pocket, grab onto my rock.
Favorite lyric ever.
Right. So I don't give when somebody says, well, the lyrics on this song are stupid, I don't care, man. They could be singing Happy Birthday as long as the melody is cool. So I do love She's So European. It's a goofy song, but I think it's got a great bass line. I think this is the whole band playing with Anton. And it's got a great Ace solo in it, and it's got those cool Aceism kind of things, the little high squeals and stuff in it that I think are killer. And I don't know, I love this song. I don't care how silly it is. So,
okay, so I'm not a lyric guy either, but this song this is not my favorite song on the record.
It's not mine either. But.
It just and I don't skip it, but and you do find yourself listening. I mean, singing along because it's just, you're right, it's just kind of goofy, I think. But it's okay. Yeah, out of 10, I give it a 5. It's okay.
I'd probably give almost everything on here an 8.
except for the Ace songs. All right. I would agree with Jason. This is the goofiest motherfucking song ever written, ever by Kiss. But you can't help but like it.
Yes, that's the point.
It's funny. It's like I say, it is Gene tongue in cheek. On their brass bed, mom's dad's brass bed, whatever it is. The cool thing is when Alan and I, we sent the video to Bill when we went to the Christmas show in Nashville with was it Jason and Philip and
Blonder Than Hell.
You're breaking up.
Blonder Than Hell.
Yeah, the Blonder Than Hell.
E.T.
Christopher Williams,
E.T. Jeremy, and Phil.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah. So anyway, they played this song. It was fucking good. I mean, it was great hearing it live. So you basically got the backing band of Gene and Ace playing the song, and just kicking ass with it.
Yeah,
and,
I think they were trying to do it on some of the solo Gene songs. I don't think they did it on all of them, but I think they had talked him into doing it a few times.
Right.
Yeah. So it's great.
But I mean, you know what? It's a goofy song. It's about as goofy as you're ever going to get, but you can't help but like it.
Yeah,
I agree. It's cute.
I don't know for sure that they ever
cute.
I don't know that they ever did it live at any of the shows, but when Bill and I went up to Fort Wayne for our meet and greet and we were standing out in the parking lot and they sound checked it. And it was pretty funny because as soon as they started sound checking, I got my phone out and I just pointed towards the venue and got the recording of them doing that on sound check. So I uploaded it on Facebook that night. And one of the few times I was like, "Hey man, that's pretty cool to hear,"
Yeah.
And it was cool to hear because it's something that you never ever ever are going to get to hear Kiss do live.
That's right.
Duh.
So having said that, this is my least favorite Gene song on this album, and up until recently, up until live soundcheck, I absolutely hated this song. Now I absolutely can tolerate it.
You don't throw up.
That's a glowing recommendation.
That's right. That's right. I can tolerate this song.
You can tolerate.
That's right.
That's funny.
And having said that, track number 9, Easy As It Seems.
Easy As It Seems. A little funky tune with a great, great bass line that I believe Paul plays. I think Paul plays the bass and the lead on this song. So I think it's a Paul and Anton song again.
Paul comes up with some pretty good bass lines.
He really, he wrote the Sure Know Something bass line. He's pretty creative, not following that, rhythm track along. So, but I do believe, check me if you can. I do believe he played bass on this, and this has a killer funky bass line in it. And
according to the Wikipedia article, you're correct.
I'm correct. Yes. So this is one of the songs that I hear a lot of people make a lot of fun of as well. But I think this is a well-written song. Definitely, falls out of that. It's one of the least Kiss-like songs for sure. But I don't know, man. I just love it. I believe it's got some congos on it or something, but I think it's a fantastically written song, and I enjoy it. I love it. But I love this whole record. So
we didn't know that.
Sorry to be a fanboy.
Well, that's okay.
I'm a fanboy.
This song for me was, I do like the song. This is the song to me on this record that is not a Kiss song.
Right.
It just does not fit in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. That formula in any way, it's just really off the reservation. But it's not a bad song. I like the song. It's just not something I think you would find on a Kiss record.
Right.
So not a bad song though.
All right.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I was gonna say real quick. It kind of has that feel when you're listening to Paul's solo album. And you get to Ain't Quite Right. It's kind of like something is not like the rest of this record, and that's how I feel when I listen to Easy As It Seems.
It just feels like it just doesn't belong there. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
It's not as
Oh,
easy as it seems, I guess.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of, Ain't Quite Right. This is my favorite Paul song off this whole album.
Nice.
And the reason being that it's not like I said before, this is not a good Kiss album. It's a great pop album, but not a good Kiss album. So you can't. It doesn't fit into any, like Bill said, it doesn't fit into the Kiss formula whatsoever. It's completely coming out of fucking left field.
Right.
But it is, and it's a great disc. And then Paul's always talking about, writing that, I Was Made for Loving You is a great disco tune. This is a great fucking disco tune.
It is.
That fucking bass line and shit. I mean, it is just, and I like the way he sings. I like that breakdown in the middle, and there's nothing wrong with this song. It's like I said, is it fucking Detroit Rock City? No. Thank God. It's a rock and roll all night. No, it is fucking a good
Thank
song.
God it's not rock and roll all night.
But no, and that's the thing is, I like the difference. And the thing is, that's why if you would have asked me this, go ahead, Bill.
If that was rock and roll all night, we wouldn't be sitting here.
The thing is,
Easy as it seems can't be the rock and roll national anthem.
If we were doing this show right now in 1980, and I was sitting in my bedroom, Zooming, I don't know how we would do Zoom or Skype back then, but I'd be writing you a letter, and you'd be sending me a letter. Go, what do you think about that song? And I'd send it in the mail, and it'd take 18 days to get there. But I would be like going, that song sucks.
Right.
Fuck that song. That ain't fucking Kiss. Fuck those guys.
Right.
They sell out, piece of shit, disco bitches. I'd be mad as fuck. But no, now at 55, I think it's a fucking great song. Sorry. So,
I love it.
Easy as it seems cannot be the rock and roll national anthem, but maybe it can be the disco national anthem.
You damn right it can.
There you go. And that's all I've got to say about that song.
Got that?
You hate it?
It's an okay song, but it's not one that I don't get excited when I hear it.
Go back and listen to it and listen to that bass line.
Yeah,
just think how creative Paul is. Yeah.
Put your earbuds in, Alan. But I do. There's a lot of those bass lines that Paul has come up with that I really do dig. And as a matter of fact, the first Kiss song that I learned on bass was Sure Know Something.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to Torpedo Girl.
All right, so I would venture to say probably the most controversial song on the album, because you got all of these Ace fans who think that nothing Ace does sucks, and then you got all of these other fans that are like, this is the dumbest fucking song on the planet, and those worlds have to collide somewhere. So, it's a goofy fucking song, and what a crazy bass line in the beginning of it. And what a crazy guitar riff, tough to play, and just as stupid as you can be. But by God, I love this song, man. I love it. I don't know, man. I love the chorus. I think it comes out of this incredibly goofy, non-conformist kind of verse that you've never heard anything like before, which is probably what makes me like the song, because it is so bizarrely different. And then you just get this straight ahead chorus that's almost kind of, chanting, and it's got this is also the first song that has double bass, first Kiss song that has double bass in it. At the very end of the song, Anton's going in the end of the song, if you listen real good. So it has that distinction. But I love this song. Silly as fuck, but I love it.
Alan, I can't hear you.
Alan, we couldn't hear you, buddy.
I said, damn it, I'm going to have to listen to that song again.
Listen to it. Listen to the end. You'll hear the double bass as it's fading out.
You can actually, no, it's like, take your time. Yeah, I know
first
exactly.
Kiss song with double bass in it. Yep.
Wow.
So.
Phil.
He hates the song.
I don't.
Need some Kool-Aid.
I don't hate it. I'm just like, was it just like we got to give Ace one more song let's just do that. I mean, that's what
it could have been.
I mean, that's what it seems like. It's just like, that's all you got. Okay, we're just going to go with that. I mean, it's okay. Again, like I said, I didn't skip any songs on this record today at all. I skipped 8 of the 10 songs on the Van Halen record. Okay, not 8 of 10, but a lot.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think it's okay. I would not rate this as my favorite song on the record or top 5, 7. We'll leave it at that.
Third.
instead of just going, it's a piece of shit. I will give. I'll agree with Jason. I do like the chorus. I think it's a good chorus. I do like that part of it. You know, the guitar like's kind of weird and stuff like that. Bill, I think you're onto something though, because you remember you mentioned earlier. You said, you know, this album here, I'm just gonna do what I can, and then I'm fucking out at this point. Maybe he wrote the stupidest song possible and said, if they put this motherfucker on the album, then I know that they're not serious and I'm fucking gone. And they went, we put Torpedo Girl on, and he's like, going, fuck you guys, I'm done. Because it is stupid. It's a dumb fucking song. But I do like the chorus part of it. But yeah, it's probably out of the ones that he did here. And the thing is, Dynasty had some great material. But yeah.
Well, but some of it, some of Ace's material on there was a cover, right? So
I don't like 2000 Man, never was. But Save Your Love
2000 Man
and Hard Time
and Hard Time's a really
those
good song.
Those two are great songs. They're fucking awesome songs.
Yeah.
You know, way to come out of your solo album with 2 more great songs. I think maybe that he burned himself out and used everything he had, and then when he came to this album, he's like, oh, I got shit.
Here's the kitchen sink.
Yeah, here's the kitchen. I got really fucked up on coke one night and I wrote this Torpedo Girl song.
Right.
Check this out.
I tripped when I was trying to play this riff and it came out like this. I wonder if I can repeat it.
Exactly. Anyway, you know, good for him. Alan.
This is my least favorite Ace song on this album. And I will say that no matter how much you polish a turd, it is still a turd.
Fair enough, I guess.
All right, last song, right?
Last song, You're All That I Want.
Are you all sitting down? Because I'm about to blow your fucking minds.
No, I'm going to throw you right behind you.
Ready?
Yes.
You're All That I Want is my all-time favorite Kiss song, hands down, bar none. I would rather listen to it than Detroit Rock City, Black Diamond, any song that you can name. I love this song, can listen to it on repeat 1,000 times and never get tired of it. Period. Paul Stanley plays a solo, and it's a brilliant guitar solo. So, there you go. Have all of your listeners send me the hate mail, because I'll take it.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, Joe Lalich looked at me, my co-host, and said, "You're fucking lying." And I said, "No, I'm not lying. I swear to God, this is my all-time favorite Kiss song." It hasn't always been my favorite Kiss song, but for the past 25 years, it's been my favorite Kiss song. Hands down.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Considering what they put out, I think that's probably fair.
No. I don't mean.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's pretty cool.
You notice I'm staying silent.
I don't think it's a horrible. I mean, it's a good song. I do like the song, but yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, most people think I'm.
It's just like you're going to treatment. Now that you've admitted it, you can move on. It's cool, man.
This album only has 11 tracks on it, so this can only be 11-step program that you're in.
But, you know, it's just to kind of build on it a little bit more, just other than saying it's my favorite song. I don't know what it is. Something about it, you know, back in the early 90s, I started listening to Unmasked a whole lot more than I used to, you know, through the 80s. And there was just something when this came on with the structure of the song, the sound of Gene's voice, which is that clean tone again. And then when Paul comes in the end of it and does that, you know, call go back and forth with Gene, and the solo is so good. That whole ending of that song, I don't know, there's something that it just builds to this crescendo, and I don't know, it gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it, and it hasn't changed in years. I never tire of listening to it. So I don't know what it is. I don't necessarily think that it's a better written song than all of these other greats in the catalog. That's not what it's about. It's just how that it makes me feel when I listen to it. I thoroughly enjoy it. I love that song. So
cool, man. That's awesome. I wouldn't want to even follow that. I'm not even going to go. I'm not even going to to say anything else.
That's if you like it, at least.
No, I do. I said that. I do. I do like the song. I mean, it's just, whenever there's a song like that really grabs you, that's awesome.
All right.
Good for you.
You done?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm done, man. Go.
All right. I'm gonna show you something.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna say the Definite Kiss collection, featuring 6 hours of digitally remastered recordings drawn from the Kiss archives and selected by the band themselves. The Kiss box set features 94 career-spanning tracks on 5 compact discs. Yada yada yada. My favorite song on here is on disc 3, number 12. You're All That I Want, You're All That I Need. It's a previous unreleased demo, which is this song here, right?
Yep. It's fantastic.
And it's fucking fantastic. Best song on this box set.
I agree with you.
And it's the best song on this thing. And reason being, going through Gene's vault, by never hearing any of his demo shit, I love that soft side of Gene. Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, the soft side of Gene is unbelievable. I really, 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 really like it. And this song is, what a great way to end this record, too.
I agree.
I mean, after you just fucking got shit on by Torpedo Girl, it's like, God damn, at least you saved me from that shit, But no, it is a great song. And the thing is, man, I'm telling you what, like I said, Gene is a hardcore, blood-spitting, fire-breathing dragon from hell. But man, he can. That's one thing I like about his solo album. I love the quiet. I like the acoustic. I like when we were, like I said, when we were in Nashville, him just playing little snippets of stuff. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I would rather see that sometimes, just to have him sit there and play shit.
He's absolutely a singer songwriter, and he took on the persona to be in this band to do things a certain way, but that's not what he was.
No,
he was
not
a fucking
at all.
singer-songwriter, man. He's a disciple of Paul McCartney and John Lennon,
Yep,
and
exactly.
And I think he does it well, a lot better than people give him credit for,
Yeah,
So.
I mean, the thing is he's known for this and he's known for that, but he's not known for what he's really good for.
Right.
To be honest.
That's exactly right.
So yeah, this is my favorite song on the album, and one of my, and I do like Naked City just because of his bass playing. I think that's a great song because of that. But yeah, this is the best song on the album. So I agree with you, dude. The hate mail can come both ways. I don't care.
Send us hate mail.
There you go.
Good deal.
Well, Dennis, I have a challenge for you.
What's that?
I want you to make a Spotify playlist called The Softer Side of Gene Simmons.
Beautiful. I'll follow it.
But I can't because I can't use his demos. I can't use any of his stuff off the vault.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, I can't do that.
That's true.
So I can only use a couple songs that he's done.
Well, dag nabbit.
So you need to buy the vault, and then you can listen to all these.
There you go.
Or come to my house and I'll play it for you. I can let you listen to them.
There
I can't
you
make
go.
you a copy, but I can let you listen to them.
Well, I have nothing more to add to this song than you guys already have. It is a great song. When Gene does his clean vocals, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Where does it rank on the album for you?
For me, maybe number 5.
Top 5. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. That's all for the 40th anniversary review. Jason, you want to pimp your podcast?
Oh, please.
All of that good stuff?
Well, we have a goofy little podcast that's celebrating its 5th anniversary sometime in November. Thank you. And we don't have general conversation topics. We talk about the disease of Kiss collecting. So if you need some therapy, just search out Kiss My Collectibles with a K on YouTube, and you can find us. So,
right on.
Awesome.
Well,
That's
Jason, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for
Everybody
having me.
else, 80sofrock.com. Check out past episodes. Find us on social media. And until next week, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.